Hi, my name's Brian Hegney, Instructor of Communication at High Point University. This is How to Blogger, and this is a short series of videos that I put up to help you get through the process of setting up a blog on Blogger. Now, if you've already done this, if you've used Blogger before, if you feel very comfortable with Blogger, feel free to skip most of this. But I also lay out in a few of these videos how I expect you to paste the URL of your Blogger to our Blackboard assignments. So what we're going to talk about is setting up the blog, understanding the difference between a post and a page, how to understand the URL or the web address of your posts versus your blog site, and then how to paste that into the Blackboard forums, and then how to leave a comment to your peers. So with that said, the first thing you're going to do is, well, let's take a look. These are a few of the steps we're going to be going over in this first video, setting up your Blogger blog. We're going to visit blogger.com, we're going to create a new blog, you're going to give it a title, an address, you're going to choose a theme, and you'll click the big create button. It's going to be as easy as that. But for some of you, it might not be that easy. I've created about hundreds of blogs, so it's second nature to me. Let's take a look at what you're going to see. So let's pretend you're logged into Google, and you're going to go to www.blogger.com. Now, if you've never set up a blog using your Gmail account, this is what you're going to see. Number one, the EU has some sort of legal issues, so you need to just read this or understand it or something about cookies. I forgot. It was in the news last year. So just dismiss that. That's fine. What you're going to do is you're going to click that big Create New Blog button. Now, once you create your first blog, this button is going to disappear, and it'll look slightly different from then on. So I'll just use it here. Create New Blog. And here you go. You've got a series of things that we're going to have to fill out. Now, you need to know the difference between your title and your address. Let me just go to, here. Your title is something that any normal human being would understand. It can have spaces, it can have ampersands. In my example, it can have an apostrophe, so in my example, it's Brian's Quips and Queries blog. Okay? That's a title. That's a great title. The address is your web address. It's what you type in for the computer. And computers have a really hard time understanding spaces, and ampersands are actually not difficult, but they're more complicated to show on the computer, as well as apostrophes. So many computers, many softwares and servers, they don't want you to add spaces or add ampersands and things like that, special characters. And that's why there's restrictions. That's a simple explanation. I'm sure someone could go much deeper into the subject. In any case, the address has to be different than the title. So in my address, I'm taking out all those spaces, taking out the ampersand and saying and, taking out the apostrophe, and then, sometimes I like to add a few dashes here and there. You're also going to be choosing the blogspot.com. That'll show up. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to happen with that. Sorry, wrong one. Here we go. So my title, Brian's Quips and Queries. There. Now when I write that in, notice from the very first time I type my first letter, it's giving me the option to choose blogspot.com, and I'm going to hover and click this. It's just easier to click this little suggestion. Now actually, let's see. Oops, I can't do b.blogspot.com. Guess what? Somebody already took that. Okay, that's fine, because that was just a mistake. Brian's Quips dash and dash queries blog? Is that what I was going to say? Blog.blogspot.com. Now I'm going to click this to see if I can use it. And guess what? This blue check means it's available. If you don't get a blue check, for instance, what if I did Professor Hegney's brain? Did I do that? Professor Hegney's brain. Right. I actually already have a blog called that. And, you know, you can't have two addresses that are exactly the same. Much like in your town, if someone had the same number and street address as you, the mail would get confused. Likewise, we're not going to have the same .com address. So let me just go ahead and go back to Brian's quips and queries blog.blogspot.com. It's available. The next thing I'm going to do is choose a theme. You can always change this. I have to say the travel theme is terrible. There's a big image on the background. It's incredibly difficult to read blogs using this. But you can change this all the time. I'm going to go with Notable, and I'm going to click Create Blog. That is the very last step for this first introductory video. Now, what I want to do here is show you what it looks like when you create a blog if you already have a blog set up. Because some of you have already created blogs for another class. And I honestly, I truly do not want you to reuse a new blog or an old blog. I want you to create a new blog. So if you created a blog for strategic marketing, I don't want to see your strategic marketing posts in my blog that you're doing for me. So this is what you're going to do. Well, number one, when I go to blogger.com and hit enter, it takes me to this page where I'm looking at a blog I've already created. I don't want that. I want to create a new blog. So this is what you do. You have to go over to the left side of the screen on the top. Click the name of the drop-down menu associated with that name. Go all the way to the bottom. And at the very bottom, there's a little tiny link called New Blog. And when you click that, you get to the exact same interface that you saw just a moment ago when I created my very first blog. So here I'm going to do the same exact thing. Brian's apostrophe quips and queries blog. And of course, for the address is, what is it? That's right. Brian's quips and queries blog.blogspot.com. Oh, it's funny because I actually created it a moment ago. I just edited it out. So it didn't update it though. So I'm going to call it Brian's Quips and Queries Blogger. There we go. There we go. I am going to click the Notable theme, and let's just go ahead and create that blog. Bam. And it's going to create the blog. Now this is what I wanted to show you. This is going to pop up. Find a domain name. What this wants to sell you a domain name, like it wants you to buy this as your real web page. I don't expect you to buy it, so just click no thanks and you're done with it. And there we go. And we have no post, but this is the end of this little video. So if you have any questions, always email me. Bye bye.